Okie dokie. Come back. So, well, first of all, I want to say the time is 8:35 right now in the morning. I just picked up. I'm going to make a drop off, but I wanted to talk about So as of now, as you guys can see, obviously from the thumbnail, I want to talk about the Wiley incident with Shizio. So first off, shout out to Shizio, interviewing the Godfather. The Godfather talks in parables. Like, as he was trying to explain it, guys, I'm sure I was as frustrated as you when he was saying, I didn't know how to act. We didn't know how to act, and it wasn't a Wiley thing. We just didn't know how to act around someone like Drake. That's just like a normal guy. We didn't know, and he just kept on repeating it. And I'm like, oh, Wiley, talk. Shizio asked you a direct question, right? Answer directly. What is this? Like, answer directly. What's this? And he said it 3 times, like, we didn't know how to act. Drake is such a normal person, and we know how to act. You know, I've got to drop off here, so let me just quickly, I'm going to cut off and jump back on, yeah? Give me a sec, guys, alright? See you in a bit. Alright, we're back. So, we didn't know how to act around him. We didn't know how to act around him, right? Was what he was repeating. And Shizio didn't. I think Shizio eventually got it, but I don't think Shizio really got it. Again, I want the lesson of this, right, to be around usefulness. Being useful. You have to be useful in this world. So, when Wiley was saying we didn't know how to act around him, right? The first thing Wiley said, if you guys didn't catch, he said it wasn't a Wiley thing. I don't want you to now say that, oh, it's a Wiley thing, and Wiley was you know, I guess behaving in a certain way to Drake, and so forth. Wiley was like, it's a London thing, right? It was a London thing, right? Most, like, the culture, right? When Drake came around, they were kind of treating Drake like in that manner, where not sure how to act around him. What is he talking about? Well, first off, we know how London people are. We say how it's very hard to make in London, especially if you're a Londoner. It's hard to make in London. Now, let alone somebody that's coming from a whole different environment that is acting like he's almost around, like, from here. Put this way, acting like he's begging. Let's be honest. That's what London people saw it as, begging it. And we're proud bunch. We're like Parisians, right? People from Paris, if you've been to Paris, guys, they're so proud. Oh my gosh, they want you to speak their language. They don't care if you don't know. If you don't speak their language, some of them just won't help you. Ask for directions, they'll be like, speak French. The proudness is through the roof, right? And that's not a bad thing, guys. It's not a bad thing. I'm gonna link that to Skepta in a bit, because Wiley said Skepta didn't do that. That's what he said. He said, oh no, Skepta didn't, like, Skepta knows how to act around Drake. Interesting. Skepta was being a typical stush Londoner that doesn't like, yeah, that's really proud, whatever, but I'll get to him. So Wiley said, yep, so when Drake was you know, here, whatever, I didn't know how to act, basically. And he's saying that because, guys, London people are very hard to please. We know this already. It's not something I need to, like, we know this, right? We don't show people love too tough, basically. And Drake came in and was acting like he knew almost like certain slangs and talking in a way. We're like, bro, did you just quickly just jump on YouTube and learn 1-2 slangs, and then you're now, like, trying to trick us in order to, basically, the word, the phrase that's always around him, culture vulture, right? So you're just trying to just basically just like use us. That's what people are getting at. Okay, cool, no problem. What we don't really understand is, well, we should understand it now, by the way, guys. Drake is from Toronto. Now, if you don't know, you know, just like, I mean, I've not been there. Some people have, but if you've been to Toronto, you'll be able to figure out that the slang used over there, it's very much like London. It's literally, essentially, London in Toronto. In Canada. That's what Toronto is, literally. So when Drake, right, is showing this type, is basically speaking in that slang of UK, like, Wagwan or charge you. Oh, no, my dog. Drake is speaking like this. Guys, it's not fake. It's not him, oh, just quickly went on YouTube to learn 1-2 slang so he can culture vulture. He can basically become a culture vulture in the UK as well and take our stuff and whatever. Wiley was basically saying that Drake is normal. Drake is a normal guy, didn't know how to act around him. Normal being, what did he mean by normal? Guys, what Drake, I'm trying to tell you that Drake is a fan. When it comes to UK, he's a fan. So he's specifically London. He's a fan of the London scene, whatever. Why is he so much of a fan of the London scene specifically? Well, guys, we need to make sure that we humanize these people, right? Because what Wiley said as well, someone, you know, that famous, whatever, coming over and acting the way he's acting, we didn't know how to act around him, right? He was acting like a fan. Drake came over, I guarantee you, right, when he met with Skepta, which Wiley said he knew how to act around Drake. Skepta was being a Londoner. Yeah, okay, you're Drake, but I'm Skepta, so yeah, what's up, man? You're in my ends right now. You're missing, you're in my parts right now, so show you love, but I ain't gonna fan off too much. Drake must have saw him like, bro, that's the Skepta, bro. I watch you on YouTube, bro. Like, Skepta, like, you're a bad boy, like, bro, you're cold at this. This is how Drake speaks, by the way. I want you to understand something, guys, right? When we look at Americans, well, let's just say that part of the world, the Americas, right? We think that everyone over there has to be in a kind of tied up. They're like, you know, similar in some way. So we would never think that Toronto was like London, right? We never thought that. Drake, when he was in the American scene, right? Because he got big in the US. What was Drake doing? Drake would speak, right? Like, I guess the US guys, normal. He wasn't using London, put it that way. He wasn't using London slang, is my point. He wasn't using London slang. He would talk to them normally. Why would he use London slang? Like, they'll be like, what the hell? This guy sounds weird. Right? So, to us, that's the version of Drake we saw. All growing up. We saw Drake as, oh, you know, you're like basically the Americans. That makes sense because you're from Canada, which is right next to America. Alright, cool. So you're like them. Does that make sense? So Drake is like, nah, like, I'm like these dudes. This is my, like, these are kind of the people that rock. Like, how do I impress them? How do I make them know that I'm down, I'm down with London like that? I'm almost like a London boy like that. So when he's now using these terms, Wagwan, bro, yeah. Man, they must have been shocked. Be like, wait, hold on. Why is my guy talking? Hold on, guys, hold on. Yeah, sorry about that. I've learned that every time I speed, the wind goes crazy and messes up the microphone. So I need to stop talking, basically. So I use that time when I'm speeding to just have you guys just see the scenery as I'm driving. So anyway, Drake is like, yeah, how do I impress these guys and say, you know, these slangs to make them know that I'm really down with this culture? Like, again, because he's just seeing London is, I feel like I'm in Toronto right now. It's like they've picked up Toronto and dropped it into the UK. That's how he was feeling when he came in. So Skepta was like, yeah, man, so this is my, you know, this is my place, whatever, and this is my ends. I'm gonna welcome you here like Londoners do. We're very proud and whatever. So Drake must sort of, yeah, Skepta's acting like he's the guy, like how I see him online. He is that guy. So he's being a fan at this point when he's meeting them. Guys, just remember, right? You need to understand, probably it may be that Skepta's probably not a fan of Drake as maybe Wiley is. Because Wiley said he's a fan. But Drake was like, so Wiley didn't know how to act around him. Because Wiley's fanning out on Drake, how Drake is fanning out on Skepta. Does it make sense? Does this actually make sense to you? Wiley's like, oh my gosh, so how do I, and you know, and then Drake is thinking to himself, wait, hold on, but you're Wiley. Why is Wiley all like, you know, embracing me and the kind of like, oh my days, I'm Drake, you know. Drake forgetting himself that I'm Drake. Yes, I'm in London and whatever, but they're seeing me as Drake. Nah, man, but you man are stars. Like, I see you guys as the me of here. So as much as I need to act like myself, I'm actually a normal guy. Like if I wasn't famous, like you guys see how I behave. Drake is thinking, you guys see how I behave. You get me? Like I'm actually, I don't act like rappers out here. Sorry, in America, I don't act like them because I'm kind of like you guys, like how I dress, how I talk. You know, like. So he's there thinking to himself, rah man, like these men are stars out. So that's why he's showing people like Dave so much love, effing with them, so because it's like the music. Bro, I remember when Dave was really getting love from Drake, mad love, whatever. And everyone like, is this real? Whatever. Drake is caught in the bars. This isn't fake. Drake's love that he has, right, for UK scene, whatever. It's not fake. It's not something he just done and because he wanted to come over, be a culture vulture, run away. It was genuine. We didn't know how to act. Does this make sense now, guys? We didn't know how to act. Wiley's thinking, if I should, this man knows London slang, man. Like, how? Because a lot of us didn't know that Toronto was the London. What was the, a lot of us didn't know Toronto is the London of Canada. We didn't know that. So it's like a misunderstanding. If we did, it would have made so much sense to us. We understand why this guy misses. We understand why Drake messes with us so much, though, because he's grew up, right, with, bruv, there's a big Jamaican yardie community over there, and it's madly, Toronto's madly influenced by that. A lot of people that have grown up, right, in inner city London, we know that Jamaican culture was really big. Africans knew it, you know, obviously, you know, what white people knew it, Indians knew it. They all knew, Asians in general knew it. They all knew that, bro, this is like really, hold on. Sorry, hold on. All right, so all of us knew, you know, that this is the Jamaican culture was the most popular culture, right? Okay, so as I was saying, right, Drake is not a culture. It's very, very real, right? The love for UK music that he's got, it's real. So it's just a shame, right, that what we didn't see was capitalism, someone battling, having love for something, but also operating within a capitalist society. And that's what Drake was doing. Guys, he came over, he was like, I genuinely F with these guys, but at the same time, I need to basically capitalize, right? It needs to work, it needs to make sense. That's just the industry, that's just the life. We all are here trying to capitalize. You can't blame him. You saying, oh, he's using, that's what people say when people say someone's a culture vulture. Using somebody and to not give back or do anything to, no, that's obviously lies, because he was clearly, you know, guys, if anything, you need to ask yourself, right, who had more to gain, right, from this situation, right? Was it Drake coming to UK and then going back to Americas, right? Specifically the US, and like, oh yeah, guys, so I just met some people called Dave, man, cold. They'll be like, wait, Dave? Who is that? Some white guy in Cardiff? Well, I said Cardiff. You know, I mean, you know, Cardiff is, you know, it's Wales, but either way, right? Like some white dude, like some Cockney white. What's it? Dave? They'll have no idea he's talking about. So a black youth that is a rapper. That's quite good, very lyrical. They'll be like, this Drake dude is weird. So he has nothing to gain working, right, with a UK artist in that sense. Yes, he can build his UK audience, but we're talking as though he didn't have a UK audience already. If anything, he done it to what, solidify. Basically, there's no benefit for this guy. There is no benefit, right? So when you're saying he's a culture vulture, he's just trying to use, well, who was more likely going to be used in this situation? Drake or the artist he was working? Dave wasn't even big as he was now, as he is now then. What are we talking about? Like compared to Drake, then Dave was nobody. Dave was a literal nobody. What are we talking about here? You have to really like see it for what it is. Dave was a nobody then. So if anybody's going to use anybody, it was the UK had to use Drake. But we didn't know how to act around him. We didn't. We thought it was fake. We thought it was putting it on. We thought this is not real. None of us really understood Toronto, lifestyle. We didn't know this stuff. So as a result, we as a guys, what did I say? I said that the term useful is the really important, because in this instance, right, we need to understand something. Everyone is going to be used. Stop saying that I got used, whatever. You were used because somebody saw you as useful. Drake came over like, I want to work with the UK. Yes, I'm going to use them naturally, but I want to work with them because why? I see value. It's a compliment, if anything. It's a compliment. Somebody's saying I'm going to come and, again, in a capitalist society, what else are you supposed to do? You have to find things of value and use it. That doesn't mean now the thing of value you use is going to just sit there and just be used like an idiot. You have to now also find, all right, cool, this person's coming over here, they're going to do what they need to do to be. I now need to find, if I need to be smart, strategize to ensure that I also get something out of the situation. So Drake came over, okay, yep, these guys I love their culture, whatever, cool. I'm going to use them to make music, right? It's not going to benefit me all the way as much, not that I know of, but it might do. And in these cases, I might think it might do, but no, it's not going to be, like my label probably going to be thinking, why are you going over there? Who's Dave? Like, bro, you're just giving another man more shine, whatever. He just doing it like, no, this dude's like, this is like my home away from home. This is like an alternate universe that I did not know existed. I didn't know there was another, like, if you know how similar, right, London is, if you know how similar London is to Toronto, you'll see as to why this dude is literally fanning out. I don't think we understand just how much he fans out to the UK. It's because it's not just the fact that he thinks we're good, guys. It is the culture. This is like he's home away from home. I don't think you understand. That's why it makes so much sense to me now when Wiley's saying we didn't know how to act around him. We didn't know how normal he was. This dude was so normal. He was a fan. Yes, he's Drake, but he's also a human. So he's an artist that also has, he's like preferred styles and people he likes as a human. And it happened to be he was loving grime. He was loving the whole scene. And we didn't know this. So when he's coming over, we're like, how do we act around him? Because is he faking this? He's too famous. It's just so crazy, man, So go back to the youth, because I don't want to just be digressing all over the place. Going back to the usefulness thing, right? Those that were smart, like Skeppy, was like, yeah, I'm gonna, use Drake, whatever. And Drake was happy for this because he's like, bro, like, I'm a fan anyway. So me being able to work with my peoples, right, that are similar to me, I don't mind. That means they'll F with me more as well. Fantastic. I just want a relationship with him. Right, so yeah, use my stardom, my notoriety. Use me. Drake was happy to do that. But people in the UK say, Culture Vulture, he's using us. Bro, if you're smart, you would also make sure that you use him as well. Get something out of the situation. And you have someone that's open to wanting you to. How many people came over saying they want to do, oh yeah, work with UK artists? Did a J come? Did 50 come? Come on, man. So again, it's all mixed into this whole capitalist society where you have to capitalize. His label telling him, yo, make sure, you get something out of it because we need to always make money, whatever. Drake's like, cool, but I like these guys anyway. So, okay, let me capitalize. Let me use them because they're useful. Remember, I'd rather be useful than useless. Meaning, I'd rather Drake come over and want to, okay, let me try to, even if he didn't F with UK culture like that, yeah? Even if he didn't F with UK culture like that, I'd rather Drake, right, come over and say, yes, I want to basically work with these guys. Because he's letting us know, okay, there's something of value of you. Whether you noticed it or not, it's up to you, but there's something valuable there and I want to use it. I'd rather that than being useless. Meaning he didn't come over at all because you're in a waste. Like, you're not nothing, so just stay where you are, I don't care. No. I'd rather be useful, I'd rather be used. I'd rather be used because you're inadvertently telling me that I'm useful. I'd rather be that. And that's what happened here, where it's just a whole misunderstanding. And as London, I don't say UK people, as Londoners, because it's specifically London, as London, we need to start thinking. Well, I guess it's a question more so. Do we need to start thinking about now how we behave, right? How we conduct ourselves, right? The whole pride and ego thing. Because, like, to be fair, Drake was, and probably there's arguments that he still is, the biggest artist in the world. And look how we messed that up. Completely messed up. Another thing, right, that makes it so clear. Sorry, I'm gonna complete digress on this because I missed it out. That this isn't fake from Drake. Like, and again, as Londoners probably messed up, as Wiley said, right? What made it so clear that it was real was that he then also F with Top Boy. Guys, again, piece it together. Why is he F with Top Boy so much? This is he's looking at it like, yo, this is an alternate Toronto. I did not know. This is like a Marvel Universe type alternate reality. Hold on, guys. This is like a, you know, Marvel Universe alternate reality type thing. How is this place so similar to where I'm from, but it's not my place? What? And it's in the UK. UK is in it's a whole different pond. So he's like thinking, Top Boy, whoa, so much that he has to invest in it. Guys, I don't think there's nothing over there, right, that is as big as the UK and known like that for it to be popularized around the world. So he's just seen it as he's seen that this is another Toronto, right, being taken over the world, being taken all over the world and being shown to the world, and this is my culture right here. Guys, man, bro, listen, it's a question for us, man. As Londoners, do we need to kind of be a bit more mindful how we move, how we behave? Because if anything, guys, we've dropped the ball on this one, man. We dropped the ball on this one. Drake was there, the biggest artist. He was again. It's clear he was ready to be used by the UK. He was like, listen, I F with you guys, and bro, go on, use my stardom. Use my stardom to take this thing to the next level, man. And all I ask from you guys, right, is to basically just know that, just be aware of my love and I see you guys. I see the UK. The Americas might not see it, the US might not see it, but bro, and I don't want to say the whole of, you know, Canada, but at least he can say, bro, Toronto sees it. And we F you guys heavy. Don't change. Always be you. London is amazing. That's what Jake was basically saying. With all this movement, and then Wiley has admitted we didn't know how to act around this guy. Wiley's admitted we did not know how to act around this guy. Guys, we dropped the ball. And if we don't, if we didn't, I'd rather ask you then, did we drop the ball? There's so much that we could have taken from that, right? If we look at it right now, Wiley was saying how grime, and I think he made it like a, he explained how, you know, the powers that be, whatever, they took grime and changed or whatever, and he wished that didn't happen, whatever. Imagine if Wiley really you know, got a relationship with Drake, you know, and then he said, yo, grime is our thing, exposed him to grime. Drake started doing, you know, grime stuff, you know, and started pushing grime as well, and where that could have took grime. Think about these things, like, you know, if Wiley didn't mess up, he could have took grime and really, okay, the powers that be didn't take grime and